Hello everybody, Brandon Parker, back again with another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use WordPress, how to get started with it, how it works, how it's used, and some features on how to change it a little bit. So this is a beginner's tutorial, so I'm just going to show you a little bit, and in my other tutorials that I would like to do in WordPress, I would like to show you how to change the theme, how to customize your theme, how to make your own and stuff like that, or if you've found one that you downloaded, you like it, but you want to change it a little bit, I'll show you that in my other tutorials on WordPress. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, WordPress a little bit. If you've never seen WordPress, a lot of people don't know what to do with web design and what's out there for websites or whatever. So WordPress is one of those popular blogging sites where you can do a lot of blogging and where you have articles, stuff like this, where it says, this is an example, and I'll show you what my official one looks like. Because right here, this is my test, and it's on my local host. So to get a test one, you want to play around and mess around with this and get one for free to test around with, make sure that you have XAMPP control, this little program, and I did a tutorial on how to download this, and Eclipse as well. Eclipse allows you to mess around with PHP if you don't have Dreamweaver. So if you have Dreamweaver, don't worry about getting Eclipse. Just make sure that you have XAMPP, because XAMPP allows you to mess around with databases, MySQL, and all that you need for like blogs with PHP and stuff like that. So you're going to need XAMPP anyways, even if you have Dreamweaver. So just make sure you have XAMPP. And then, like I said, get Eclipse or Dreamweaver, whichever one you have after that, for messing around with coding with PHP, and this allows you to play around with databases, the XAMPP controls. So I'm going to show you what my website looks like. So let's go to here, move this tab all the way there so I get to it better. Okay, and this is my website. And right now this is my homepage, and I created a custom homepage for this, and I'll show you how to do this in other tutorials. I created, to tell you what I did a little bit, I created a home.php file. I'll show you all that a little bit with PHP and other tutorials for WordPress. And a lot of what WordPress mainly runs off of is, say you don't have a home.php, it'll still work as long as there's an index.php. And it'll be familiar to a lot of people if you mess around with HTML and stuff like that, that a lot of sites run off of index for homepage, like index.html, or say, like, since this is a blog site and it works off of PHP mostly, it'll be called index.php. And you can also mess around with HTML in PHP files, but mostly for like WordPress, you're going to have some like PHP in there, or it won't function correctly. Like, say, let's go to my blog page, and I'll go to my blog, where everything is. Say you have an index.php, and all you did was put HTML in here. All of this won't, like, all of the content for like comments and articles, all this won't be showing up. You would be missing, like, say if you wanted someone to comment on your article or anything you posted, this would be missing without let's see, without all the PHP coding that WordPress needs. And there's special coding styles for WordPress, so I'm going to show you that a little bit in my other tutorials, how to code this in a little bit so that you can get all this to show up correctly. And I'll be posting it on my forums. I'll be posting some topics on there, all the stuff that I've done tutorials on for WordPress, for like all the coding and stuff like that, so that if you need like coding or stuff like that, and you need like the layout or whatever, how to get your stuff to show up, say you're missing something, I'll post that into my forums so that you can get to them. And this is what my forums looks like. You've never been in my forum, and I don't really have much on it right now. Right now I only have one topic talking about Final Cut, and I would like to add more topics for web design and stuff like that, so that for coding and stuff like that, I'll put some coding stuff in there so you could copy the coding and put it onto your site. So say you want comments and it's not there for WordPress, and you want your comments and everything to show up, like you're missing something like a function, or you want to know how to function in your functions.php file to function in your whatever you need to function in, and how to mess around with the header and stuff like that. And I'll show you that a little bit, and I'll go to my test right here. This is my test, and right now this is in a sample page, and you go to your pages area, and it'll say page, add new. Since I'm already modifying a page that's already been created, which this is the first time you've gotten WordPress, it'll say sample page. Change the permalink. Sometimes you, depending, say you're messing around with your local host or whatever on your and it's not hosted by HostGator, or if it's not hosted by JustHost or GoDaddy, something like that, it's probably not going to let you change this if you're just messing around your local host. But it should let you change your permalinks to whatever you want. Say you want it to be, let's see, you want it to be on this structure, you want it to be your website name, then whatever it's linking to, it's your blog, wherever it's at, and it's on its own folder called blog, and it's on, and say you want it to be like on to read the 2011 06 15, you want to get there, it'll say the day and the name, the month and just the name, it'll say that, and stuff like that. But since I don't have an .htaccess file in my local host, and I can't really mess around with it too much, I'm changing the permalinks, I won't mess around with that here. So I'll just leave it the default. But you should be able to change it if you have like HostGator or something like that for your website. So I'll just leave it as that for now. And then that's for changing the permalinks however you want it to be read or whatever. To make it more cleaner, I'd say just have it to be like month and name. That's what a lot of people use. If you go to their blogs and whatever, like I'll go to someone else's blog. Let's see, I'll add a new here, and I'll go to angryjoeshow.com, and I'll go to one of his posts, and I'll click on one of them, and this is his blog right here. Okay, I'll click on here, and this will be linking, and if you have like Google Chrome, it tells you where it's going to be linking to at the bottom left. So it's saying it's going to be linking to, after it's unloaded, it's going to be linking to angryjoe.com /2011/06. That's what that's the month that it's on now, and the name of it is called AJ Payday the Heist. So if you click on that, it'll take you to separate to the post page, and take you to that, and all the stuff that he has on it. He has YouTube videos, or videos from whatever site he uploads his videos to. He has sometimes he uploads them to YouTube, and he uploads them to blip.tv. And right here you can tell this is blip.tv because the way this looks, and you get to have your custom name at the bottom right. And that's what he has for his posts. And sometimes they're called articles as well, because you're writing like information in there, telling people what's up and what's going on. And that's what blogs are mainly used for. And then it has people commenting, and depending on how the theme is coded and everything, sometimes this might be not showing up correctly or whatever. So I'll be showing you a lot of that in my other tutorials, showing you how to get your comments to show up. So like people can comment, reply to this, and like here he has a special spot for people to leave a comment and stuff like this. And this is like a theme that he did not create himself. And the reason why I know that he didn't create this himself is you can go like to the view page source, and you can go to say Angry Joe Show, and it'll say themes.mammoth, and it'll say in his theme directory, it'll say mammoth. And so then I go to look that up, and if it comes up on a different site or something like that, then I know that he did not create this himself. By search for the theme, it comes up as from another site, and that site where it comes up, it says that person created it and stuff, and it's like a theme that he's selling, so he bought this theme. So that's how come I know he didn't create it. And then all the coding and stuff like that, I can also tell if he created it himself or not. Like you can go to my site, okay? We'll go back to my site. Where is it? Okay, and we'll go to here. We'll go to go to view page source, and you can kind of tell that I coded this manually. If you compare it to other WordPress sites, compare my coding, you can tell that all this is my coding, and all this ain't done the same way as someone else's. It's done totally different. And then I added different plugins, and then like a lot of sites in their header, they don't really have this in there. And this is kind of styled with HTML and CSS, so I just added PHP around all the HTML coding that I put in here. I just added the PHP coding that you need it to function correctly for WordPress. So I just added all the PHP WordPress coding to get it to run correctly. And that's what I did for my site and stuff. You can see that with all my pages. You can view it. But and also you can still coding, like say there's something you want. Say you want one of these. You might not be able to get these because you're going to have to get your own, download them from other sites. And a lot of places will allow you to download buttons for free. So if you want to link to other places, you just search in Google for this. And I'll put a link in the description to get some if you want some icons for your site or whatever. And then also this, you'd have to create your own account for PayPal. If you want someone to donate to your site, you create your own account, and then you go to your PayPal account and allow you to add a donate button. And in there you could customize it a little bit. You can even upload your own image. Since I haven't really created one and I don't feel like creating my own donate one because sometimes I get lazy and I don't want to play around with creating a lot of my own stuff. Just whatever I have now. I didn't really want to play around with it too much. I think it's okay like that. So that's why I have the basic donate button. And you can also have, like, if you're selling stuff on your site, you can link to them to your PayPal account and they can pay you on your PayPal if you want to sell something. Or you can create like a special store. But since I don't have anything on there, I'm not going to show you my store yet. I don't have anything to sell right now. The only thing I have right now is a donate button for people to help keep my site running. And then right here down at the bottom, I have linking in the footer, and I'll show you what a footer.php looks like. Okay, we're going to play around with footer.php. You can play around. Let's see, let's go minimize this. We're going to go to, right in here, we're going to go to, okay, we're going to go to XAMPP, where it is. We're going to go to htdocs for my local host. We're going to go to blog, okay. That's where it is. And then I'm going to go to WP content. So WP content is right here. Then I go to my themes, okay. And then I'll go to 2010. And all this is pretty much what you need for it to run correctly. You want all your comments. You create your own comments.php. Create your own category.php. You're going to need, you don't really need an author.php. You don't really need a attachment.php. But what you probably will need, and I'll tell you this right now, is you're going to need 404.php. That's for pages that don't exist and people are trying to get onto your site and they want to get to, say you have pixelpocketmedia.com/money and you don't have that. It'll just say the error page, and I'll show you that on my site what 404 looks like. So I'll go back to Google, I'll go back to my site, I'll go to a page that doesn't exist, I'll just type it in, pixelpocketmedia.com/dogs, and it won't exist. It'll just bring up the error. Since I have a lot of tabs open up, it's going to take a little while for it to load up. But yep, see it says, oops, the page you are looking for does not exist on this site. And you can put pretty much whatever you want into your 404.php document. And I have it just saying, oops, this page you are looking for does not exist on this site. And I'll show you what the exact file. Let's go to here. I'll show you what it looks like, 404. So we're going to go to, let's go to WP content for my actual one. Show you what the 404 looks like. Okay, and then I'll go to my themes. And the theme that I created is called Theme Your Life. I called it that. And then I'm going to go to my 404 and I'll go to code edit. I like to code edit if I'm editing in the FTP server. So right here, what I have is the basic PHP layout in here. And pretty much you can steal this from other like themes, or like the basic one that comes with WordPress, like the 2010. You can steal the coding from that, and then you can see right here it'll have an HTML coding for like the header, and it's size 1, and it'll say, oops, the page you are looking for does not exist on this page. I have that. And then at the bottom I added a paragraph tag that says the page may have been removed or renamed. Be sure to check your spelling. If all else fails, you can go back and check the scripting history. I added that. in there, and then go back to the page you came from. I added that. It'll take you back to the page you came from. And then I added echo, go back to the home page. You want to echo the home, and then it'll say home page, or try again. You don't really have to have all this coding in there. All you would probably need is like, oops, the page you're looking for does not exist. You can have that in your 404, because it's just telling someone that it doesn't exist there, and that the page is missing, or it wasn't even created, and they're trying to find a page that they think is there, but it's not. So that's what the 404 stands for. So that's basically what you're trying to tell them there in your 404 PHP file. And then I'll go back to, and I'll close this. I'll go back, and another one that you need is you're going to need your archives. This is like your telling all the archives that you've done with all your posting or your articles that you put in there, and this is what it looks like. I'll go to code edit this to view it, so you can see all the coding in here. And I added in here, I added the git header, because you're going to need this for all your pages. You're going to need to grab the git header code for PHP. Make sure that's in all of your files that you're working with, so you can have the header showing up all the time. And this is calling out the header.php file, and it'll say div id container and all this in there, and it's reading all this. If you don't know what all this means, which I can't remember all this coding sometimes, so I just stole this from the 2010 theme. I stole this and then I modified it a little bit to just a little bit, not much, because it's pretty much, if you go to the 2010 theme, it'll just be exactly the same as what you see here, pretty much. And it's calling out my articles, my daily archives, the daily ones that I've done daily. Then the ones that I've done every month, it'll show them in a list every month, and it'll show the list of every year, like all the ones I did in 2010 or 2011, 2009, since I had my site for like almost 3 years now. Okay, and that's how that works. The archive. So you may or may not want this. It's good to have because it shows a person, like you can create your own page and linking to this. But I say you don't really need it, I guess. And we'll just close this. But it's good to have, so you can have archive.php. And like I said in separate tutorials, I'll show you how to code all this in a little bit, how to change it. And then archives, you're going to need your, probably going to need archives as well. What archives is, and I'll show you right now. Archives shows like all your themes. Like if you want a custom page for your archives, like all your articles and everything that I showed you in the previous file, you want to custom link that to your page and everything. And I'll show you a little more on this in a future tutorial on WordPress, how to do that. And category, yeah, you're going to need your category. This is very important to have in your theme. You go to code to edit this view. You're going to need this. You're going to need this, and you can steal this inside of pretty much any theme. I say 2010. A lot of what I stole is from the 2010 theme. Then I modified it a little bit to the HTML template that I created so that it'll run on WordPress, and I modified it a little bit. And I have this. This is the coding right here. You can steal this from your 2010. So close without saving. Okay, I'll close without saving since I didn't do no changes. And comments, you're going to need this as well. You're going to need your comments. So we're going to go to code edit, see what comments looks like. And also you can steal this from your 2010 theme or whatever theme that you see that you like, and the layout or whatever. You can steal it from that and then integrate it to your own theme and play around with it a little bit. So you add this in there, your comments. And I'll show you this again in another separate tutorial. Compatibility.css, you don't really need that. That's for like a plugin that I downloaded for my site, so that's why I have that. Footer.php, definitely need this. You definitely need the footer. The main ones you need, especially to get to load up and everything, you're going to need your footer, your functions, your header, your home, your index, and that's pretty much you need is index, home, header, and it'll get to show up, but things won't function like correctly, because like some files you're gonna add you're gonna need like in here you're gonna need to add, go to your functions. We're gonna go to code edit this, and in your functions you're gonna have to add a lot of coding in here. Say you want all your sidebars to show up inside your sidebar.php file, because also if you want sidebars in your theme, you're gonna have to create a custom sidebar file. Make sure that your sidebars are coded inside your CSS file in your style.css, because you're going to need to create a style.css, because that's going to be the main layout of your whole website. And so that's what you're going to need. You're going to need to have sidebars in your functions. And then what else you're going to probably need? You're going to need like admin, footer. Well, this is for like admin, like your admin section. You don't really need to have an admin. Like I'll go like in my admins, it'll just say like theme your life, who created it, and everything's like copyrighted inside your admin when you're messing around with your dashboard and stuff like that. Messing around with your editing your theme or adding a new page, it'll say at the bottom. You don't really need that. And functions, theme your life, comments, you're going to need this. This is to grab all your comments on your index.php file, for your index, for your comments to show up on there. If you want comments to show up on your index, you can call out your index file on your home.php if you want your blog posts and stuff to show up on your home.php file. You don't really need a home.php file because index can be considered as your home page. But if you want to have a custom page and have all your posts on a separate page, you'd probably create a home.php file and then put like links inside your header to like your blog page for your WordPress. And you're gonna like have to I would go to, let's see, let's log in. I'll log in here. Dashboard. Okay, and then okay, you're gonna need like a special plugin. I'll show you some of the plugins later on that I have. You go to your you want the home page control, you're gonna need this plugin if you want to have a custom homepage .php file, and you want to link it to, like, say you want your blog posts on a separate page, and I'll go to this. And I leave it as WordPress default because I created what this means is select which page you want to open when someone requests this. I want my this to be home.php, so I created a home.php, and once on home.php, it'll when you click this, it'll go there on home.php, and then if you don't have a home.php, it'll automatically go to the index. But since on my index.php, I have my blog post showing up there, so I called it WP for right now. You can call it whatever you want. You could say WordPress, your blog, whatever. So I just have it saying WP for my blog. And then I especially, like, if you want wp.com/blog to open up the main blog page, answer blog above. Don't use misleading, and it shows you that. And WP, all this tells you how to do that. And that's pretty much it on that. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this beginner's tutorial introduction. Then there's your header that you need. I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, this is the header. And inside the header, make sure you still, like, inside you still coding from the 2010 theme. Make sure you still inside the head tag, you still all the PHP coding, you still all that. And then at the end of the head coding, inside the head before it ends, before it closes out, make sure if you want your pages to show up, make sure you do like this div class, and however you coded your HTML template, whatever, and then you want it to work with the WordPress. Yeah, and I'll show you that later on, all this a little bit. And your footer is pretty much basic. I'll go to that to finish this introduction off. I'll go back to, let's see, close out of this. I'll go to the footer. Let's close out of this as well. Okay, we'll go to the footer. Where is it? Let's see, footer.php. code edit, show you what it looks like. Okay, and this is pretty basic. All I added inside the footer was pretty much just HTML coding in here, because you can see right here, all this is HTML coding from the theme that I created, and I wanted to have links at the bottom of it for my all of my pages, like you can see here. Let's go to, see right here, let's go to home, visit my site, and you see my, this is just HTML coded, and you can't really see my copyrighted with all my with my name and the link back to my site, because I have this plugin right here, so you can't really see that, but you can see it inside here. You can see right here it says it would show this, but it's being blocked by a taskbar at the bottom, like a toolbar, I guess you call it. It's a toolbar at the bottom. All this is being blocked, covered by it, because I have that toolbar there. You can't really see that, but you can see my links to my pages. You can see the link to my contact me icon and my donate button. You can see that. You can see this there, all that, and that's all I really care for people to see, because you could tell that I created this if you just also by viewing the page source. You really want to know who created it, go all the way to the somewhere at the bottom in here, and it'll show the copyright. It'll say right here to show like copyrighted somewhere at the bottom of the page, and right here it's linking to right here it's linking to profiles. Like at the bottom it shows my copyright and all this. Then you know that I actually created this, because you can see this in the view page source. And I'll show you a little bit how to still coding a little bit. I'll show you that later on in future tutorial. And that's it. I hope you got what you are looking for. I just want to let people know in this tutorial that I could work with WordPress a lot, and I'm really good with that. I'm really good with PHP. I'm really good with CSS, HTML. Really good at changing themes, creating your own. I know how to integrate HTML templates and themes with WordPress. I know how to get them to work with WordPress really well. That's pretty much what I did, was just an HTML and CSS template that I created. Just messing around, I just created that, and then I just jumped it right inside WordPress, changed the coding a little bit, adding all the files, PHP files that you need to get it to function correctly. Just did that. And I'll show you a lot more later on in my next few tutorials on WordPress, how to get it working, and how to change your stuff, and how to get the themes that you want, like, well, to get them to work, and how to get like plugins, like certain plugins that you want to work. I'll show you how to do that as well, how to get special plugins and stuff for whatever you want to do something, because certain plugins do certain things. So I'll show you that in another tutorial and stuff like that. And that's it. See you later. Please comment, rate, subscribe, ask me your questions. Check out my website, pixelpocketmedia.com. I'll be adding stuff for like coding on my forums. I'll adding coding stuff there. Like, say if you want to have like coding in your functions, how do you do that? I'll put some coding on there so you can copy it onto whatever theme you're working with, and you wanted to put it on there so you can get your themes to show up correctly. I'll be doing that. As I do more WordPress tutorials, I'll be adding some coding stuff on my forums for people to check out and copy and put onto their site. I'll be adding that and stuff. And that's it. See you later. Please check out my website, like I said, and see you later. That's it. And also, don't forget to check out my second channel, which is Spynock. On that channel, we like to do a lot more movie reviews. I just watched Hangover not too long ago, and I just watched Fast 5 when it came out. I watched that, so I'll be doing a movie review to those two movies. And since my dad is like security guarding where I live, there's a place where we could still have the drive-ins, and we do that a little bit. So I'll be doing a lot of movie reviews, and my dad gets in for free, and I get in for free as well, so I can get in and watch whatever movie that they're playing at the drive-ins where I live, and it's pretty neat. And I'll be showing you in one of my reviews that we actually still have a drive-ins where we live, because not too many places here in the United States really have drive-ins anymore these days, and I think it's pretty neat. And since I get in for free and everything, I think it's pretty cool to do a lot of movie reviews, since I'm a huge fan of watching movies, and I'm a huge movie person, and that's what I like doing when I'm not doing tutorials. I like watching movies. I like listening to music and stuff like that. So that's what I do on my second channel. Is sometimes I do parodies, and sometimes I'll do um, movie reviews. And then I have a fan video channel which is called Fantasy Art. I do fan videos there as well, like two movies that I like and stuff. And so you can subscribe to that as well. But mostly, my main channels that I want on a lot is my fantasy, not my fantasy, but my Spinock and my Master Sen 88 channel. So that's the one where I'm on a lot. And see you later. That's it. See you later. What you want?